Hi everybody, Dawn here with Diamond Painting Bling Art. Gonna do a little bit of manipulating here with the camera tonight because I'm gonna have it at an angle so you're gonna see things moving around a little bit. But I'm gonna do a quick little project tonight. One of the jewelry cases I'm gonna do. So I wanna show you how I set things up, kind of from like beginning through opening up the bags, putting them in the little cases that I use, and then just setting them up a little bit on there. So let me kind of show you what I do. Okay, so when I open up the bag and make sure everything's here, the drills are going to come in these little bags. I don't like working in these. Sometimes when the drills come, the bags will be resealable, and it's great to work straight out of those. But sometimes when you get them, the bags are not resealable. So I really like to put them in these little glass, or actually they're plastic containers. And then I will number them or letter them. So there's not too many in the little jewelry box that I'm going to do. So I've got them here 1 through, I think it's 6, and then A and B. So I'm just going to cut off the corner on them and just set them right there. Hopefully you're getting to see this. So this is just number 1, and I'm just going to take my jar. I have this handy little tool. I'm going to set it down in my jar. Make sure everything gets out of the bag. And then, whoop, there was one in there. I'm just going to label it with my number 1. It's easier for me to work out of these little containers. And I will just do that. My number 2. And it's a little repetitious. Now when you're doing big projects, this can be a little bit time consuming because sometimes you're dealing with up to 20 or more colors. So it can be a little bit time consuming to setting up a picture. But you want to do this though. It does make things a lot easier. So I'm going to just talk a little bit here while I go through this. Oh, and make sure you do get all of them out. Like here's a number 3 that was stuck in there. So I'm just going to go back and put it in there. But I get asked questions like, who can do these? Who can do diamond bling art? Anybody can do them. Men, women. I've had, kids as young as really 7 is a good age. But I have had kids as young as 5 do this with parental watching them, but 7 is really a good age where they can do it on their own, and upwards into their 80s who have done this. Men and women, it is a really good family project to do, because a lot of times people will say, I just don't have time. I've got my kids and everything else going on. But if you sit down after dinner in the evening and, hey, everybody put your phones away and everybody come to the table and, everybody take a little corner of the picture, like, just a little area, like, maybe even like this size of it. And, call a time out from your phones and everybody gets a little corner and does a little corner. And before you know it, your family, as a family, you've spent like 30 minutes together working on a project. And in the end, you have finished a project as a family and you've gotten your kids off their phones for like 30 minutes in the evening. And you've spent some time having a conversation. So it's a great as a family project. If you have teenage girls and they have, sleepovers, what a great project to get like the bookmarks or even coasters for them to work on. So anybody can do it. We even have one gentleman who was going through chemotherapy for cancer, and he did a lot of custom paintings. He would send them into our owner, his drawings and stuff, and made beautiful paintings that he would do, and we would see them and go, oh my gosh, we would all want pictures of it, customs of them too, because they were just gorgeous. So anyway, that's how quick it does just to do on a small project. That quick, and those are done, and then there's all my trash. Just got to collect it up and get rid of it, which I'll take care of all that later. But then once I have that done, then I have my wax, and we have wax in all different colors. I have blue, I have the pink. People say there's not a difference. I'm not a fan of this blue one. I just find that it's not as sticky, and I'm constantly having to refresh my blue. I really like the pink one better. But I do, if you don't keep your stylus in a Ziploc baggie or something, it's gonna dry out. So I just take a pair of tweezers and go down, and I will pull that chunk of wax out, because this has been actually laying out for a while. So I'm going to start with a fresh piece of wax, and all as you do is pull that piece of plastic back and just go straight down in your wax. And I'm not sure if you can see the hole that was formed in there. Cover it up. And you do want to keep this in a baggie. I'll put this in a baggie when I'm done. Just set that off to the side. I just pull back a portion of what I'm going to do if you don't have these to cover it. Since I do, I'm going to take this whole plastic off and just get rid of it. And then I can put this over the area I'm not working on, and it will just lift right up. And they are reusable. So what I do is I just take my little tray that comes with it, and these even have some very beautiful different sized. These are actually a little bit bigger than some of the drills you can see on there. And you're just going to lift it up on there and just set it right down on top of, this is an A, and there's 3 A's. And you just set it right down on top. And hopefully you can see that, those the 3 that I put on there. And when you're done working on that section, you're just going to put those back in there. And you're just going to keep doing that. So I have number 1s. And I'm just going to put out a couple of 1s. And then I just shake this around a little bit. Whoop, don't want to shake it too hard, they come flying out. And that will help flip the drills over to so the right side up. And you're just going to grab that on there and put it over the top everywhere where you see a number 1. And so I'm sitting here and I actually have a movie on TV. And I will do this while I'm watching a movie, or if I'm listening to some music. Sometimes Jim will have, in fact, he's in there right now. I had to shut the door. He's listening to some political stuff, but I get worn out from that. So I might sit here and I might go through and do all my 1s on this, or I'll probably work on this section, my 1s, 6, 3s, 4s, 2s, and I'm just going to finish that. Now, when I'm actually done with this project, I do want to seal this. So, let me reach. What I have here is Diamond Painting Seal, and it's a spray. And what I'll do is I'll shake this up and I'll spray it. I'll take it outside and I'll spray it a couple of times. I'm going to let it dry probably a couple hours or overnight, and then I'm going to spray it one more time, and it will help seal my drills on there so that they aren't going to come off. So hopefully that will help you see how I do just a small project from beginning to end. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Just drop them below. I'll be happy to answer them for you. Peace out. Hope you're enjoying the show. Bye-bye.